Hello students, I'm Himani Sharma, your educator. I warmly welcome you all on our YouTube channel where we in today's video are going to get introduced to a new course that we are going to launch from the 1st of January 2024, right? So what would be the course? What are the specifics? We are going to deal with those things in today's video. So before jumping directly onto that, I would like to give you some information about what is the examination that we are targeting on. UGC NET basically is an examination which is held for the post of an assistant professor, or if you want to, do your PhD in any field. The paper usually happens in two parts, that is paper 1 and paper 2, that happen only in 1 single hour window duration. Paper 1 is something that we are launching, that we are talking about in this video. It is named as Teaching and Research Aptitude. Teaching and Research Aptitude. On the other hand, paper 2 is something which is subject specific in your paper. So any subject that you have done your masters in and gained 55% of marks for general category without rounding them off, and for other categories majorly 50% without rounding them off, that is your paper 2. Now in paper 1, how many questions do we get? We get 50 questions in paper 1 for 2 marks each, and in paper 2 we get 100 questions for 2 marks each, which makes it totally to be comprising of 150 questions of 2 marks each, which makes it a total of 300 marks paper. Correct? So what types of questions are asked? MCQs, that is multiple objective type questions, where you will be provided with multiple options, and out of those options only one is going to be correct. On the other hand, there is no negative marking in this particular examination, which gives you a chance to attempt the questions that you are normally guessing and all, right? So now let's talk about the course that we are launching. We are going to launch a course for paper 1 UGC NET, the upcoming cycle that is there, and it is going to start from the 1st of January 2024. You are right. This new year, we are launching a new course for paper 1 UGC NET, right? Live classes will be held. These are certain features. These are the course highlights that are there. So every day, you will see me live in the class on the Drishti Learning application, and there we can talk about things, we can discuss. It is going to be an interactive session as well. So live classes every day at the specified time period. Doubt clearing sessions at regular intervals. So if you have any doubts, you can appear in the DCS or doubt clearing sessions that happen here at regular intervals, and we can talk it out, we can interact, we can discuss things in a greater detail, so that every doubt that you have is cleared before you directly jump or appear for the examination. Tips and tricks to solve the questions. Now there will be certain questions where you might need techniques like elimination. You might need certain techniques in, reading comprehension as well. That shall we read the passage first and then read the questions, or questions and then the passage? So all those tips and tricks which are required, some acronyms, anything which is there, we are going to move with those things as well. So special emphasis would be on current affairs. The units that I am going to deal with, here we see in research aptitude in the field of ICT, in the field of higher education, we are going to see what is currently developing. Any new scheme related to research has come up, or any new scheme related to higher education or ICT, or the amalgamation or mix of these three has come. Right? So we will be talking about the research, current affairs, higher education, current affairs, so on and so forth. Repeated questions and previous year questions are going to be emphasized here. Any topic that I will be dealing with, I'll make sure that I bring at least 5-7 previous year questions from the recent papers to make sure that we understand the level of difficulty, the level of complexity that the examination is heading towards to, and also seeing the pattern, if there is any pattern that is observed, correct? So practice would be there. and important topics. If we can leave anything, what to gain, what to put much and more emphasis to, we'll be talking about those important topics as well. So this is the syllabus for your paper 1, teaching and research aptitude, where we have 10 units. The maximum weightage for question is 5 questions majorly from each unit. Teaching, research, comprehension, communication, mathematical reasoning and aptitude, logical reasoning, data interpretation, ICT, that is information and communication technology, people, development and environment, and higher education. So what are the units that I specifically will be dealing with you guys in the course? I will be dealing with research aptitude. I will be telling you the tips and tricks, and we'll be solving certain questions related to comprehension. We will be talking about information and communication technology and higher education. So these are the 4 units that I am specifically going to deal with you guys in the upcoming course, right? Moving forward, let's just look at what things are there. So unit 2 is there, research aptitude, where we are going to talk about the research, its meanings, types, characteristics, other things like positivism, post-positivism methods of research, where we need to make sure what and how experimental research is different from other types of research like descriptive research, historical research, so on and so forth. What are the steps? And majorly we have seen in the previous year questions that from the steps of research, the questions constantly are asked where you are supposed to arrange them in a chronological or a sequential manner. So we'll be talking about those steps. Thesis and article writing. What are the different formats and styles of referencing? Application of ICT and research ethics. How ethics and values are used in the field of research as well. If I'm reading someone's paper, do I need to cite their name or not? Would it be considered plagiarized? How much percentage of plagiarism is allowed and all? All these things we are going to talk about. Correct? Then comprehension. Comprehension mein majorly we see that 5 questions are asked from a passage. We need to comprehend the passage properly. So I'll bring lots and lots of passages for all of us to practice in the classroom sessions, and I'll give you some time to solve the passage. We'll interact. We'll see if you found out the answers to be correct or wrong, or maybe the strategies which you might all be needing, right? Then information and communication technology, majorly this is the syllabus which is there on the website, right? General abbreviations of ICT, what is Wi-Fi, what is LAN, MAN, PAN, what does it stand for, right? The different terminologies, basics of internet, what is a router, right? What is the hub? What is the switch? What are the different types of topologies which are there? Correct? Email. What is email? What is the format of emailing and all? What is CC, BCC? Audio and video conferencing. What are the different tools which are there for the same? Digital initiatives in higher education and ICT and governance. If there are any schemes which are running for the students specifically, or for the research people who are doing their research and their PhD and all, and if the government has brought anything further, even the services that are there for the Indian citizens where ICT is being used for the governance part, we are going to talk about it as well. In higher education, institutions of higher learning and education in ancient India, evolution of higher learning and research in post-independence India. So we are going to talk about the pre and post-independence times, the oriental, conventional and non-conventional learning, something which is a normal using blackboard, whiteboard, the traditional modes of learning, and then using something which is different from that traditional sphere. We are going to talk about that. Professional, technical and skill-based education. If there is any type of education which is related to the vocation of a person, right? So NSQF, ये सारे frameworks आते हैं. What are they? Value education and environmental education, which now is gaining such more and more prominence in the courses of bachelors as well. Correct? Policies, governance and administration. What are the powers of Prime Minister, President, right? All these things and how government is working in the field of higher education. We are going to deal about those things here. Then, how will I be proceeding in the classroom? Research, we first of all will be getting a brief idea of what is research, what are the objectives, the characteristics of the same. What is epistemology? How do we know things? What are the different ways of knowing things? Not only just epistemology, we are also going to touch upon other thoughts as well, such as empiricism, rationalism. These are research paradigms. These are the lenses that we view the world through, right? So constructivism, positivism and post-positivism, both of them are really important from the UGC NET perspective. Then postmodernistic research paradigm, transformative and Bashtian philosophy, Bashtian paradigm. Types of scales which are there, nominal, ordinal, ratio, interval, all of these. And then we have Likert scale, we have Thurston scale, all these scales. How attitudinal scale is different from the other measurement scales, right? Statistical scales. Variables, what is independent, dependent variable, extraneous variable, what are those and how are they different from one another? We are going to deal about those things as well. And then the favorite of UGC NET again, probability and non-probability. They will ask you questions like, pick the odd one out. So all these things are going to be dealt with, these two spheres of probability and non-probability sampling, and types of biases. Now, when you are in a research methodology, when you do any research, you somewhere or the other might tend to be biased towards one group or one type of study and all. You as a researcher should not be doing that. So what and how to avoid those biases as well in research, how to identify them. Types of research again, very, very important topic. Different types we are going to discuss. Methods, right? Application of ICT and phases in data analysis. The pre, post data analysis stage, how the data is collected, how is it analyzed, how is it published. We are also going to talk about those phases. Steps of research already talked about. Research schemes under the Ministry of Education. Research ethics, impact factors, dissertation, thesis, formats and styles of referencing including MLA, APA, Chicago, Turbanian style. All these things we are going to talk about. Peer review and research proposal. How to write one, what are the major prerequisites when you're writing a research proposal or you're getting your journal viewed by some other person. Correct? Then ICT mein, first of all, we are going to introduce the concept of what is ICT, where it is used, the weaknesses, the major advantages and all, right? Then we are going to talk about different generations of computers, what things were used there. I'll try to make it easier and informative for you all. Peripherals of computer, which includes C, input, output, storage devices, etc. Correct? Components of computer, CPU, ALU, arithmetic and logic unit, right? Difference between hardware and software, because many a times the questions are asked from here as well. Programming languages, C, C++, etc. and how they are translated through the usage of language processors like assemblers, interpreters, and compilers, etc. and how are they different from one another. Correct? Because questions are asked in statement based ones as well. Then IoT, IoE, Internet of Things, Internet of Everything. What are the advantages? What is intranet, extranet, and how both of them are same or different from internet, right? LAN, MAN, WAN, PAN, etc. anything and everything related to the internet sphere. And then network devices, where we are going to talk about the terms related to internet, the connection options like broadband, dial-up connection, Wi-Fi, all these things, right? Then email and malware, which nowadays has become a very favorite topic of the UGC examiners. They ask questions like, what is a Trojan horse? What is a worm? What are those things like virus and all, spyware, adware, different things, multiple things covered in your lectures. Web 1.0 to 3.0 to see how the web space has developed from one sphere to the other. How and what are the differences which are there. Audio video conferencing, the tools that are there. File extensions like MP3, MP4, what are they used for? And e-commerce. Correct? Digital initiatives, again, the schemes which are related to higher education and conversions in ICT, binary to octal, octal to binary, binary to decimal, hexadecimal, so on and so forth, right? Then we are going to move forward with higher education. There, First of all, I'm going to give you a brief input about the introduction and how from the ancient times it has developed the higher education field, what it is now. Ancient periods mein, we are going to talk about the Vedic period, where what were the types of teachers, the gurus, the ashrams, what were the 4 ashrams which told us the stages of human lives, right? Women education, Buddhist education, Jain education and all. Then we are going to move forward to Muslim education, the maktabas and maktabas and madrasa system of education, right? Then pre and post independence commissions. How are they different? What and if Wood's dispatch was there, right? Wood's dispatch was there in the pre-independence times, and then we see that Ramakrishnan commission came in the post-independence times, and there were other commissions as well. So we are going to make comprehensive notes, leaving nothing from these types of commissions as well, so that each and everything is covered. Which bring me to the new point here, which is really very important. That is our National Education Policy 2020. We all know the first education policy came in the year 1968, then in the year 1986, and then after so many years in the year 2020. How is it different or similar to the policies that were there in the field of education before, right? Then schemes, NCF, Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, Right to Education Act, which was passed in the year 2009, RUSA, Rashtriya Uchitar Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, RMSA. Higher education and apex level bodies like UGC, ICT and all, and the different types of university. Like we have state universities, we have central universities, we have government universities, how they are different from one another, deemed to be universities. Non-conventional value and environment and vocational education. Non-conventional might include something which is technologically based, which is not the traditional form of education as it was there before. Values to teach the morals and ethics in the classroom. Environment to make children aware, to make the people of the country aware about the status of the environment, the climate, and take certain actions regarding the same, right? And vocational education to make people aware about what types of job opportunities are there if you do a particular course. NSQF, National Skills Qualification Framework, ASH report, NIRF ranking, which usually happens every year to rank the higher education institutions in India, right? NAC grading, NBA, AB and ARIA report, all these things. And then government schemes for higher education as well, anything which is related to the field of higher education for the students, for the research, scholars and all. Polity and governance, as I already told you about the different parts of different governing bodies, right? Something about the constitution, so on and so forth, right? And of course, I'll be dealing with comprehension passages with 5 questions each. So the course is going to be live from the 1st of January 2024. I hope to see you guys there, where we are going to be more and more interactive with the doubt clearing sessions and the regular classes, regular live classes, so to say. I'll see you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.